Maybe the Airbus Albo tag is starting to hit home. Maybe Anthony Albanese knows he needs to stay at home and focus on the cost of living with an eye to an election later this year. Maybe after all his grandstanding over Julian Assange, it's embarrassing for the Prime Minister to confront the Americans. But whatever it is, it's unusual that the Prime Minister is skipping a NATO summit in Washington next week. Look, we're not a NATO country, and ordinarily you wouldn't expect Prime Ministers to go to NATO summits, but we're involved in helping Ukraine now with NATO nations. Albo has been to the last couple of summits, and this one is in the US, hosted by our key ally. So it's an interesting skip by the PM. No doubt he needs to focus on the domestic economy. The minutes from the Reserve Bank's meeting 2 weeks ago, where they discussed increasing interest rates but kept them on hold, those minutes were released today and they all but confirm we're heading for a rate rise soon. Because the minutes record that members acknowledge that if inflation expectations were to rise materially from current levels, it could require significantly higher interest rates to bring inflation back to target, with adverse implications for growth in output and employment. Yeah, a rate rise would see people lose their jobs and possibly push us into recession. We're already in a per capita recession, as you well know. But the key point is that just days after those minutes were recorded, we got that shock inflation news. The annual rate jumped from 3.6% to 4%. So inflation expectations did rise, and on their own logic, the RBA is headed for a rate hike. So little wonder it was the lead item in question time today.
What assurance can the Prime Minister give Australian families that there won't be a 13th rate rise under Labor's watch?
They always miss out the fact that interest rates started rising on their watch.
Yeah, so watch this space. There was plenty else happening in Canberra today. The Coalition deciding to push for divestiture powers over the major supermarkets, Labor wrestling with the rogue Senator Fatima Payman, and sounding the death knell for the live sheep export trade. But all in all, the real political debate in the community comes back to cost of living.
We understand the pressures that people are under. More than that, we are responding to them, we are acting on them.
Which is pretty much what Labor was telling us 2 years ago.
We will put in place mechanisms that provide cost of living relief.
Under Labor, you'll have a government which cares about cost of living and has plans to deal with it.
I'll build people's living standards up. A better future with real plans to address the cost of living.
And to ease the pressure that too many Australians are feeling.
Honestly, check it out. The way things are going, the central theme of the upcoming election campaign will be exactly the same as last time. Labor promised to get interest rates down and they promised to lower the cost of living. Having failed to do that, in fact, having overseen the situation getting far worse on those fronts, Labor is effectively going to say, give us another go at getting interest rates down and reducing your cost of living. Inspiring, isn't it?